Hello, my name is Cathy Slaght, and I'd like to do a series of YouTubes to hopefully help some people access a gift they've always had, and that's a gift of being able to create the reality they desire. And this is not a new age type approach. This is a scientific physics approach, and I've started with a quote by Einstein: everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. If you match the frequency of the reality you want, and then you can't help but manifest it, and it can't be any other way. And the challenge with this is that most of us are very focused on a five-sense reality, and what we're not understanding when we hear statements like this is that we're only seeing 0.1% of what's really happening around us. So when we say everything is energy, just think about what we're missing because we can't see the reality of so many things. And part of what we're not understanding, we haven't been taught in school, etc., is that we actually, as human beings, operate as biological computers. We are coded, we operate very systematically. There are many laws for our operation. And actually what I'm going to be showing you is how you can work with this reality through a version of computer software that can translate some of the information coming in. Because what is happening is various forms of stress, we can call it static or stress, is coming into our own field that is distorting the information we're receiving. We're not able then to work into a situation where we can access our power to really create what we consciously desire. And if you have further questions as we go, a couple of things to point out. This is my website, CathyDSlatt.com. Here's my direct phone number. There's a lot of information here, and we have a 24/7 energy clearing group, and I do post every day on the blog, as well as do many screencasts of how to use this software. But that's just for now. Right now, I want to talk about how you can access the gifts that you came in with. First, just a few key concepts of what I'm trying to talk about, and I hope you'll forgive me if I stumble around a bit, because it isn't always easy to put this into words. But here are some of the concepts. We are actually part of a system of multiple energy fields, and this is literally sets of numbers. That's why they talk about the universe being a mathematical universe. It's coding. And so what happens is we're permeated with this coding. Some of it we let in that really we don't want to let in, and then on the other side we have further information we need which somehow we can't access. We as human systems operate much like computer systems. We're designed to have everything we need, and we refer to stress actually as just static in different forms that can create blocks. What I'm going to be demonstrating is a quantum computer program that can assist you in clearing these blocks, and again we refer to this as stress. The work we're doing is not on-body work. It's actually done with a field around the body known as the etheric field. The etheric field is actually our template. It's our blueprint. And so again, the software I'll be using is known as the SRC4YOU. It's going to send the energy of virtual QiGong into the etheric field. And there's a reason for this. QiGong has been known for many hundreds of years as being a powerful way to raise life force. And actually, that's what we're trying to do. What we have found is that the voltage of the etheric field matches different frequencies and codes in the matrix. The higher the voltage, the better. And as we just go through life and we have our various forms of stress, this lowers our voltage, which then of course impacts our reality creation. We're wanting to go upwards in voltage, and some people refer to voltage as vibration, but vibration sounds kind of airy-fairy. You can measure voltage. There's devices out there that actually can measure that. So this is science. This is not a metaphysical thing. But the key concept might be, as your voltage rises, stress clears. And one thing that can help with this is working with a quantum software, such as the one I'm going to show you. Now, I've put a manual together, and I have 13 chapters. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about our negative programming. Secondly, we're going to ask, is this psychic work? The answer is going to be no, but I'm going to show you why. We're going to do some goal setting, some talking about how we really think. Now, where's the fire is about where's the root source cause of our problems, because again, we're in a 5-sense reality, so very often we actually work on the wrong thing. We're going to talk about the power of your personal choice, do a little Star Wars, talk about chakras and acupuncture, some of the food stress that's going on, our energy together in the form of mass consciousness. Then we're going to get to abundance. There's no sense talking about abundance until we do these other things. You know, so many of us, that's the first thing we want to start on, and we really don't get results. Maybe we can clear that up with this work. And here are some questions as to whether or not you want to spend time even following this series. See if you can answer yes to these questions, and if you can't, then it may be that you'd like to do some real stress management. Ask yourself, do I succeed at everything I do? Is my life exciting? Does my life make a difference? Am I lovable? Am I lucky? Am I satisfied with my financial situation? How's my health? And whenever I do decide to change, how well does that turn out? So I just want to go over a little information in the manual. I'm certainly not going to read the whole thing and bore you out of your mind, but I just want you to picture in your mind for a moment a cork, and I'm talking about just one cork floating in the entire ocean, and it's at the mercy of the waves, we would think. It's just bobbing around, but the cork actually represents your conscious mind, and the ocean is your subconscious mind. It's the infinite fields of energy that surround you. And most of us spend our lives only as a cork, and with the software, we're learning how to work with the boss, which is actually the ocean. That's what quantum software is designed to do. And in this ocean, or subconscious, there are many layers, and one of them is a field of energy known as the etheric field. This is a band of frequencies that surrounds the body, and it's considered our blueprint. And just so you know, many of us have it backwards. We think our body produces the etheric field. No, it's the opposite. Our etheric field produces our body. So right now, some of this doesn't make any sense, but that's because, unfortunately, it's such a new idea to many. And they say we have to make many repetitions of certain concepts before we actually download these concepts into our consciousness. And speaking of downloading, we really have downloaded a lot of information that is false and that doesn't serve us, that lowers our voltage. For example, you are defective and therefore not whole. You are lacking in the essentials of what you need to get along in life. You are dependent upon the people and institutions around you for all your needs. What you see is all there is. What you have been told is all there is to know. You were born into a hostile universe. Nothing lasts. You can never know. Everything that can be known is already known. These are all voltage-lowering concepts that keep you from creating the abundance and the joy that you really want to create. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how a person could work with the software to begin clearing some of this if it's appropriate. First, just let me point out that when you download the link to the software, you're just going to have an icon like this, and all you do is double-click this and the platform appears. So let me demonstrate. And this is the platform that appears, and I'm just going to keep this anonymous, so I'm going to say my client. But I could put me, I could put my family, you can put any person in, but you must have permission. That is something we'll go into further, but it's a major, I guess, rule of the game, we call it. Now I'm going to optimize with my client. I'm going to push this button right here, and we're going to clear any stress that might be occurring at this time that would prevent this from being the best possible session. But there's another point also with this, and I want you to see it just happened. Isn't this interesting? This client has extreme resistance to help. So I already have a little bit of information. Now, since this person is with me, and has given me permission. I'm just going to go ahead and clear this, but we already have gotten some information that on some level, and it'll be an unconscious level because they're here with me, they're actually wanting to make some changes, but we also see that there is some unconscious resistance. So now we're going to go ahead and clear that to a point. And now we're ready again to go into the major platform. This particular level of the software is known as the premium. So you see right up here, and in the manual this spells this all out, but we see a little button up here called Find Options. And that's pretty much what I'm going to focus on as we work with the manual, is how to get information through this Find Options button. So even though this software is a platform for absolutely anything we want to do, we're taking it one step at a time. So I'm going to paste, I copied that list, I'm going to paste it in the top part of this box. And I'm just going to see this person's numbers. Now I'm looking, this is the way it goes. We're measuring the etheric field, not the physical body. And so we're looking for numbers, since we're in a mathematical universe, anything under 1,000 to see where the stress might lie. So you see right here, you are dependent upon the people and institutions around you for all your needs. That's a source of stress. That's 488. Let's see if we've got anything else. And that's it. So that's the one. And I will tell you, it can be frightening to realize that you are not dependent. This has been programmed in. So I'm going to show you what you would do with the software in reference to this information. I'm going to copy this statement. I'm going to clear this. And for now, you go down here to a little button called Show Tool Tabs. This is all outlined in the manual. And wait a minute for this to come up. And I'm going to go over here to something called SHEN. Now, SHEN is a panel that inverts patterns. It inverts energetic patterns. So I'm simply going to paste this statement. You are dependent upon the people and institutions around you for all your needs. Perhaps this person's resistance to this work is part of it will involve realizing we aren't dependent on anything. And that is a little bit scary sometimes. So let's go ahead and hit enter. Now this will go up to 20 hours. And we're going to start to invert that. And let me show you how this looks in the manual. The manual will walk you through each step, just as I did in the scan we looked at. And we start with the Find Options, Scan, and then you get your answers. With just that one bit of simple information, now you're ready, and this is an integral part of the process. Image in, or imagine, or visualize, picture, pray, whichever is your style, what you want to accomplish. What is it that's your goal? And then you see this large blue button, the Wonder Click. This stands for, I wonder what a QiGong master would do for me in reference to this. And as soon as you have your true desire, whether it be better health or to have joy or whatever it might be, and once you have that fixed in place, simply hit this Wonder Click. Now there's a lot more we can do, but this is actually all you would have to do. And we have information from the client's etheric field, and this will be working, sending the energy of virtual QiGong into this person's field to help clear some blocks that were created by stress. So this is a start. I really do thank you for watching, and I'll be back with the next part.